Becoming a parent can be really overwhelming, and I feel like there just isn't enough information out there, especially when it comes to talking about the 4th trimester. So we are going to talk all about the 4th trimester in this video. A lot of you are probably thinking, what 4th trimester? There's only 3 trimesters in your pregnancy, but technically the first 3 months of your baby's life is trimester, and it is lovingly known as the 4th trimester. So the 4th trimester definitely refers to a lot of information about the mom, but also about the baby. And what I'm going to focus on today is baby's 4th trimester. So there are tons of videos out there that will tell you all the things that are going to happen to your body as a woman after you have your baby, but there aren't that many videos talking about those first 3 months of your baby's life. I will also throw a disclaimer out there that it is not just like 3 months to the day and then it's done. Like, you're just like, your baby's just a baby now. Like, give or take 3 months, okay? So don't like hold on tight to that 3-month time frame. It's really just an estimate, and every baby is different. The top 3 things that are happening during the 4th trimester is that you as a mother are healing from childbirth. If you had a C-section, you had major surgery. If you had a vaginal delivery, you had a major thing come out of your vagina. You may have had some tearing. You may have had just like any other issues that can happen when you have a baby, because anything can happen. So mom is healing, you're bonding with your baby, you're establishing a feeding schedule / structure / routine. It's not going to be regimented quite yet, but if you're nursing, you're building up your breast milk supply, and if you're using formula, you're figuring out how much your baby needs, and that's going to change as they get older. And a huge transition that's happening right now is that your baby is transitioning from womb to world. It is a huge transition. Just think about what it was like in there and now what it's like out here. It's a whole new world. So let's talk about some tips to help make this transition and this 4th trimester a little easier for your baby. The first thing that I want to say, shameless plug, I know, but you should definitely grab my newborn sleep guide. It's like 20 bucks and it's 50 pages long. There is so much information on there. There are downloadable charts that you can print out and put basically all over your entire house, because you're gonna need them. So just off the bat, go to the link down below and grab the newborn sleep guide, because then you will have a paper copy of gold pretty much. So grab that, and now let's jump into my top 10 tips about the 4th trimester. I know I mentioned that we are going to be talking mostly about the baby, but I cannot neglect mom's needs. So tip number 1 is to make sure that you are going to your doctor appointments. So that means that if you have your 6-week postnatal follow-up appointment, please make sure you're going to that. I know you're tired. I know you're like probably not ready to lug a newborn around in this baby carrier, but you have to do it. You need to make sure that you are being taken care of as like the vessel that brought your child into the world. Your doctor needs to do this checkup and make sure that everything on your end is healing the way that it should. So that brings me into tip number 2. Let your body heal. Do not overdo it. Been there. My 3rd go around, I thought I was just gonna like jump right back into everything that was my crazy life with 3 kids, and it was difficult, and I had to slow it down and really listen to my body and take it one day at a time, one nap at a time, and really just kind of let my body heal the way that it needed to. And that means you need to stay hydrated, you need to drink more water, you need to make sure that you are eating every meal of the day. So don't fall behind on these things. Take care of yourself. Tip number 3, do not stress about routines. Your baby is not going to be in a routine yet. These first 3 months, even 4 months, your baby is not going to be on a schedule. You are not feeding your baby every 2 to 3 hours. You're feeding that baby when that baby is telling you that they need to be fed. So there's definitely no need to try and structure your day in a set schedule type of way. Your baby's wake windows are gonna be so short, like 45 minutes to an hour, these first couple months, that you're really not gonna have much time to do a whole lot other than feed, change, burp, sleep, all those things, because that's just the nature of having a newborn. They need a lot of sleep, and so do you. So make sure that you're sleeping when the baby sleeps. Do not worry about a schedule. The only thing that I would say to try and do after that first month or month and a half-ish, first month is usually my rule of thumb, but make sure you're following the eat, play, sleep routine. So make sure that when your baby wakes up, you are feeding, and then you're playing / having face-to-face time. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then going to sleep. So you're not necessarily always going to associate feeding to sleeping, but after the first couple months, you can definitely fall into that eat, play, sleep routine to start establishing routines and habits, and everything will go way more smoothly afterwards. Tip number 4 is to make sure that you are having skin to skin time. This is like literally my favorite thing with new babies. Yeah, take your clothes off and let your baby have some skin to skin time on your chest, especially if you're breastfeeding. Just, you know, let it all hang out, man. Just like have that skin to skin time with your baby, because it's precious and it is such a beautiful bonding experience, and men can do it too. So it's totally fine if they're like walking around the house with no shirt on, just holding that baby on their chest, because it's precious. And also a little side note for men who like to be around like shirtless, they can also baby wear with no shirt on. I definitely don't recommend that for women, but men, you could definitely throw the baby in the baby carrier and, you know, walk around the house and do some chores, which brings me to my next tip. Tip number 5 is to delegate chores. Mama, you just had a baby. Should I keep telling you this over and over in this video? You need to make sure that you're not worrying about the dishes or the laundry or who's making dinner or whatnot. I mean, you have to make sure that you're eating, but you can A, prepare ahead of time and make freezer meals. B, you can order. The beautiful thing about life these days is that like everybody delivers. So do that, or delegate to friends and family who are offering to help, and just tell them, hey, like a nice meal would be very appreciated. And if you have to, do not feel bad if you feel like you need to hire out help. If you're too exhausted and you're too sore or swollen or whatever it may be from your labor and delivery experience, hire a house cleaner. You don't need to be on your hands and knees cleaning and scrubbing the bathroom floor. You don't need to do that. So if you hire somebody to come clean, even just like once or twice, it's fine. Do not feel guilty. It should not weigh on your conscience at all, because why? Like, why would it? Hire that cleaner. Get it done. Get it done by someone else. Tip number 6 is another one about mama. So maybe there are more tips in this video about mama and baby, but whatever. Keep an eye out on the baby blues. So generally, baby blues, just kind of like crying, being emotional, and just kind of being on edge, that usually lasts like 10 days or less. After you have a baby. So obviously, like once you have the baby, like your hormones are going apeshit crazy. So just prepare for that. And if you know that you as a person are extra stressed out and you don't get sleep, make sure that you are taking shifts with your partner on, you know, you stay up with the baby, I'm gonna go to bed early, but just like keep an eye on your mood. And once you're at that 6-week checkup that you're not gonna skip, if you are feeling a little bit sad still and really emotional and still crying a lot and just like really overwhelmed, and like overwhelmed in a sense of like that you feel incapable of doing anything. I mean, of course, motherhood is overwhelming, but if it's too much, please, please, please reach out to your doctor. Whew. Tip number 7 is to replicate the womb that your baby was in for 9 months, although pregnancy is pretty much 10 months. But your womb was dark, it was cool, and it was loud. So what you want to do is make sure you're swaddling your baby. You want to have white noise going, and you want to have it dark. It doesn't have to be pitch black dark with these newborn babies from day 1 when it's supposed to be sleep time. But dimming the room that you're in for naps and making it dark for overnight sleep is going to help your baby correct their day versus night confusion. So definitely, you know, like dim the lights, and it's also going to help with making sure your baby's not getting overstimulated. So make sure that you're not just having lights and sounds at them all day long, every single day, because it's going to overstimulate them. So just make sure that the sleep environment that you're making for them is replicating that womb-like feeling. I will say also that once your baby is over 4 months old and they've gone through that 4-month sleep regression, their sleep patterns are becoming more adult-like, and that is when you definitely need to black out their bedrooms, or if they're still sleeping in your room, you need to make it black out dark, okay? Go to the link in my description box and grab Blackout Easy window covers. Seriously, I love them. I still have them in my kids' rooms, so it will seriously black out any room. So grab them. You will not be sorry, and you will thank me later, so you're welcome. Tip number 9, I kind of touched on before, but make sure that you are singing and dancing and talking and having face-to-face time with your baby. A newborn can really only see like this close in front of their face, so make sure that you're getting your face very close. But babies have a great sense of facial recognition, and they know your voice from when you were carrying them in your womb. So make sure you're getting close and having that face-to-face time with your baby, but also hold them close and dance around with them, put on some music, like set the mood for a fun day. Like it doesn't have to just be like quiet all day long, but I like to avoid having the TV on because they don't really need to have that stimulation at any point in the first year to 2 years. But definitely like dance around, sing some songs, and talk to them about your day. Talk to them about what you're doing. Of course, they're not going to be able to have a conversation with you and talk back about what you're doing that day. But if you can, you know, kind of talk them through things that you're doing, it's going to help them with their language skills down the road. So it's never, like they say, it's never too early to read a book. It's not. And it's also never too early to sing and dance and talk to your baby. So start that from like day whenever you can actually like walk around and dance after you've healed, because you're taking care of your body. The last tip, tip number 10, is to believe in yourself, believe in your abilities as a mother, trust your intuition, because we're always right, okay? Like mother knows best. What is that? Is that from Tangled? If you haven't seen Tangled yet, you should probably go watch that movie because it's really cute, but mother knows best, guys. Trust your mom gut, trust your intuition. You are the best mom for your baby, okay? Say it to yourself like every single day. You are the best mom for your baby. There is no one on the earth who knows your baby better than you do. So give yourself credit where credit is due. You are an amazing mama. You love that little baby that you made, and enjoy the 4th trimester and every single day of your baby's life, because it seriously goes so fast. And it's actually my daughter's birthday today when I'm filming this, and she's turning 7, and thinking about those first few months with her, I can't believe she's 7 years old now. I'm gonna go cry into my pillow now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Click this video playlist over here for more baby and toddler sleep advice, and click this button here to subscribe to my channel, and keep blooming. Mwah.